Everyone, Relic ET here. Just wanted to bring you some exciting news that's been coming up from this past week. As some of you may or may not have heard, PlayStation has finally decided they need to get into the Crossplay game. What does that mean? That means for third parties, because they're not going to, of course, do their exclusives, but for some of the third-party games, they will be having crossplay with other consoles, Xbox namely, and possibly PC coming up. This is a pretty big deal. This is why certain companies, like Bethesda, made pretty loud statements that they could not make certain games be crossplay that they wanted to because of PlayStation. So, the new Fallout 76, if PlayStation had gotten on board with this earlier, probably would have seen crossplay, but now, of course, they're so far in the development phase, that's not going to be a thing for a while. Some people are angry about that, but they can only go with the information that they had at the time, which was a very hard stance of no, we will not have crossplay. We are so good that we can't do crossplay because we don't need it. We don't need to work with the other people. But they finally changed that stance, and now they're going to be going on and having some crossplay. So we will see games coming up in the future, and games that are currently there start switching over, going in between, which will be very interesting to see how the different experience goes, because controller layout can be a little different. Of course, PC, very different, so that'll be playing into effect of it. Something also interesting about this, I feel, is a lot of people know the next generation of consoles are coming really soon. If we don't see them next year, I'd probably say then we're going to start seeing them 2 years from now. And without inter-network exclusiveness, we are going to see a push for more power. So consoles will have to be more powerful, and this will make it so exclusives are more important. You know, Xbox, they kind of relied on the fact that they don't really need as many exclusives, they felt, whereas PlayStation has had a lot of exclusives, but it's also known that a lot of people use Xbox for multiplayer. So, and a lot of the systems, they all do Netflix now, they do Hulu, HBO, all that kind of thing. So that is out of the loop. So with now needing to rely on exclusives, needing to rely on good hardware, and just having to really push themselves further as a console development, I think this is going to push the next series of consoles even more. And now that the crossplay is going to be official, I think there's still enough time in the development phase that they can go and start looking at some of that and be like, maybe we need to hold off on this a little bit and make sure that we have some of the best tech in it, we have some of the best launch series games coming with it, and that we're really going to have the best system that we can deliver for a fair price. One of the biggest things that people talked about, of course, was Nintendo Switch when it came up. It had a very good price. It still has lots of exclusives, has throwbacks to a lot of the retro games, a lot of the handheld style games, while still having a lot of the first party exclusives that we love. Now, they lack in the third party, of course, but they also have crossplay. So soon, you're going to be able to see PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, all these things do things like Fortnite together. Eventually you'll probably see Overwatch together, and other games that are really popular like that are going to just start having crossplay, and that's going to be something that will really push the industry to the next level. It'll push competitive gaming to the next level, and it's going to be better for the consumer and more fun for the gamer overall when they can play with their friends on any system now. So looking very forward to that. And I think it's going to be a fun time coming up. That's all I really have to say this time. Until next time, stay well.